Hey guys, this is Degru66 here, and today we are playing some Arma Reforger. In this video today, what I'm going to be teaching you guys is how to read a map. Simply like this. I can't go too much in depth with doing this one where you zoom it in all the way because unfortunately this little protractor cannot do that. So yeah, we're going to be doing it somewhat realistic military type style way and how you can both use it in game and in real life. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so for people that don't know how to read a map, it's very simple. So if you read it from left to right, this is called your x-axis, better known as your longitude. And so when you read a map in the military, you're mostly going to be reading it from left to right, up and down. So in this case, let's just say, for example, we have Bubba that gets on the radio and I'm on the map, right? And he says, "Hey man, I need a helo pickup." Alright, I'm going to get on the map and I'm going to look at this. Alright, you're probably wondering what the hell are these little squares. Alright, this is called your grid sector. Your grid sector is always going to tell you exactly where you are on the map. It's going to look exactly like this both in game and in real life. So, Bubba's going to give me a 4-digit grid. Alright, so why a 4-digit grid and what is a 4-digit grid? A 4-digit grid tells me exactly where he is on the grid sector, and maybe he can help me with some key features, such as a lighthouse, as you can see over here. Maybe there's a lake, maybe a pond, a stream, or something that I can say maybe he could be possibly at. So Bubba gives me the grid sector of 0406. So I'm going to read left to right for 04, which is right here, and then 06 is right over here. So he is somewhere in this grid sector over here. Now, in real life, a 4-digit grid covers about 1,000 square meters. So, which means this is give or take 1,000 meters. I don't know how it is in the game, but in real life, this is 1,000 meters, or square meters, I should say. And it's going to be a long time if Bubba wants me to pick him up with a helo or a troop transportation, and it's going to be hard. So I'm going to radio Bubba and say, hey, I need you to be more specific because I'm not going to have the helo or ground units, you know, try to find you in 1,000 square meters. Alright, so he says, not a problem. I knew I should have done this earlier. Are they done now? Call sign pointer does attack enemy. What the? Sorry about that, guys. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so 4-digit grid's gonna cover 1,000 square meters, so I'm gonna radio Bubba and say, "Hey, man, can't work. I'm gonna need more details." So now he's gonna give me a 6-digit grid. Now, a 6-digit grid is gonna be somewhat accurate, but not really. So why would he give me a 6-digit grid? A 6-digit grid covers about 100 square meters. So still pretty far, but better than 1,000. Alright, so this is called a protractor. A lot of U.S. military, armed forces, and service members usually use this. I don't see hikers usually doing it, but you can use this in real life, and I'm definitely going to teach you because it definitely can help you in the future, especially if you are hiking or maybe you're an outdoors person. God forbid you get lost. You have this in your inventory. Hey man, at least you won't get lost no more. At least have an idea where you're at, and also if you have a map. All right. So this is how you use it, right? You got to make sure that you line it up with this area on the black line. It can't be too high, it can't be too low, because if you do, you're gonna fuck up the grid sector, and trust me, you don't want that for you or anyone else. Especially if you're trying to find somebody and a pilot or ground unit is trying to rescue you. Alright, so Bumba gives me his 6-digit grid, so it is 045. So which means I'm gonna go to the right until it says 5. Alright, so, okay. I hate when this game, especially with analog sticks. Alright, so he said 045. Alright, and then the next digit is 068. So I'm going to go up 8. I don't have to move it up, I'm just going to go up and say 8. I'm going to be like, alright, think I have an idea on where you're at. And then, well, unfortunately, I can't do that. So I'm gonna be like, alright, think you're right by a dirt road. Then he says, no, that doesn't seem right. I'm gonna be like, what do you mean, Bubba? You're the one that gave me the 6-digit grid. So he's gonna go back, recalculate what he possibly did wrong. So now I'm gonna have to wait. So yada yada yada, time flies past. And then he gives me a new coordinates. So I'm like, alright, what's your coordinates? So he's saying 0452. So I'm like, wait a minute, 0452. Okay. So now we're getting somewhere. So the 8-digit grid is going to be more better because now it's going to cover me tracking you only 10 meters. Meaning that I'm going to get the exact point where you're going to be at. Alright, so now I'm going to move it over to 5, 2, 1, 2. I'm going a little too over. Yeah. Yeah, right there. Yep, 0452. And then he says 0682. So now I'm able to look up. And 82. Alright, Bubba, looks like you're inside a building next to a dirt road. He says, yep, that's me. I'm over there. I'm like, alright, buddy. Just hang tight. As long as no enemy Russians are there, we're going to pick you up. Alright, guys, so it's super simple to use. If you try to zoom it in this game, and you're going to see these other little tiny squares, you won't be able to do it as much with this scale. It's definitely going to be a lot harder doing this. You're probably going to fuck up your digit grids. You're going to have to do it like this. I know it's going to be a little bit hard for you guys to learn, let alone do. It does take time and practice, trust me. Me learning to do it, it definitely took time. I still practice it a few times a day. Just so that way I don't use this special skill, because learning how to land nav a gate in a game, especially like this, is definitely good. But yeah, anyway, I know it was quick, and you're probably going to have more questions. Let me know down in the comments so that way I can answer them. I know it was super quick, but me, it's Christmas Day, so I still got to, unload the gifts and other stuff. But yeah, but like I said, any questions, I can try to answer them. Put them down in the comment section, and I'll get back to you guys. But end it right here. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video.